Good morning. Ira Epstein with your Morning Flash Update, and this is for Tuesday, the 14th of January, a cold one, by the way, and it is 2025, 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Well, we just had some news, so let's go to that first, then we'll come to the markets. National Federation of Independent Business came out at 5 in the morning, and that number was much better, a 105.1 figure versus November's 101.7, but the market expected a 100 reading, so that's quite a bit of a jump. Then we had the PPI number, which is the prelude to the CPI, which is where the volatility is waiting in the market for tomorrow. December PPI came in, final demand up 0.2. They expected up 0.3. Ex-food and energy, it came up flat. They expected it up 0.3. Consumption was up 0.3. And then the November numbers came in unrevised at up 0.4 to 0.4. We had retail sales come out of the Red Book numbers. They were up 0.4 in the first 4 weeks of January versus the prior month, and up 4%, 4% in retail versus the week ending January 11th a year ago. But those numbers are down sharply from the 5.8 to 6% numbers they were. So it doesn't show that, but when you go week over week, and it's a rolling number, you've got to pay attention to that. But this number was finally a number that the market, maybe some inflation pressure is abating. And with that, you see in the metal markets drop a little bit, the dollar dropping a little bit. Most of the stock indices getting a little bit of a bid. That's about all that you can say. And the market that you keep looking at is what's it going to take to get the bonds and notes to really stop adding yield? That becomes the big question right here. You're not getting it right now. On the energy markets, you're backing off a fraction, as you are this morning after huge stellar gains over the past 48 hours in the soybean market and the corn market. The USDA supply-demand report on Friday just showed a massive withdrawal. The market wasn't looking for any withdrawal, and it saw that. So those lower numbers have changed the thinking as to where we're at in the product cycle right now in the grains. But I did a special report for you in the dollar, and one of the things I look for is when a market hits a second price count, which is the 109.80 level, it often goes into a consolidation mode to determine, can it go to the third level? The scary part is where the third level is. I'm not going to share that here. I want you to go see the report. The reports are only up for 3 business days. Here it is. And what I covered in this report is not only the seasonality of the market, but where the price counts also go. We talk trend and chart analysis in this report. We're going to take a look, if we could, at where the market is thinking to go, but the price count is so important here. You've made the second count, you stall right now. The stall makes sense going into the inauguration of President-elect Trump on Monday. We're already seeing moderation galore. Sunday night I spent a lot of time talking about that I expected to see a lot of moderation, as do many other analysts. And last night we heard that new plans are coming on the tariffs instead of just jumping in at 25% tariffs, if that's what was going to happen, and I don't believe it was from square one. Do it in moderation, 2 to 5%, 2 to 5% each month until you get what you want out of your trading partners, if he's going to do that. The warning signal's been given, so I don't think they have to give another warning signal, but the moderation makes a lot of sense. This is also a week where you've got to pay attention to what's going to happen now as the cabinet that has been formed by the president. Do these people get passed by the Senate? It's going to be very important. If they don't, go back to the drawing board. You got to come up with more names. So how do you get all this? How do you see what I'm talking about? All right. You go to iraepstein.com, iraepstein.com, and when you're there, just look on the top left. It's there. You can move your cursor to the top up here at any point. That will also take you right where you have to be. So I'm Ira. I'll catch up with you at the end of the day. Keep in the back of your mind, tomorrow's CPI number is where the market's looking for a minimum 1% move in the stock indices, up or down, depending on how it reads. Should be very interesting. Today's prelude, a little bit friendly, not as much inflation pressure. I'm Ira. You take care.